Dave Coitz, are one of the principals of the ERS Corporation that's redeveloping the former Pfizer property. He asked if he could come and kind of bring us up to date on what's going on there.
Okay. Welcome, thanks for having me. My name is Dave Coitz. I'm with ERS, one of the principals of the ERS. And I just wanted to go through a few, I guess, for lack of a better word, rumors in the village about what's going on up at the Pfizer site. So I just want to make a couple comments about that. Unfortunately, my buddy Ron LeBlanc's not here. And Ron I kind of wanted to address him directly because a lot of these were his concerns. But hopefully he'll see the broadcast and we'll put some of his worries to rest. I did see the last few council meetings. I understand there's understandably some anxiety about what's going on. We're not here to address the Pfizer monitoring really tonight. There'll probably be some comments about that, but basically Mark and I are just going to talk about what's going on up at the site itself. One of the first things I want to kind of get straight is the rumor that we don't own the property. That's not true. We do. As a matter of fact, to date we have paid just short of $500,000 in taxes on the property. So I don't know about you guys, but I don't pay taxes for somebody else's property. So we do have ownership of the property. We're not New York City guys that are here to force our will on anybody. We're actually 4 partners, equal partners. One's from a small town in Ohio, one's from a small town in Massachusetts. Our president is from Glens Falls in Bolton's Landing. So, you know, we're not super local guys, but we're here to try to redevelop that site and to bring an economic impact to the village and to be part of this community. And we're really trying hard to accomplish all that. We're here to work together to get that site up to its best and best use that we possibly can. And so we're dedicated to that, and that's what we're doing. So I wanted to tell you a little bit about the remediation and demolition team, ERSI. It's a separate company from us. ERS Investors is our firm. ERSI is the demolition and remediation company. They are the best remediation demolition company in the country, and I say that because of their record. They have rating systems that you can look up about them. And so everything being done on that property is being done by the best of the best. This is not a particularly difficult remediation demolition, but ERSI has done remediation for GM, for GE, for Pepsi, for Coke, American Electric Power. So their track record is great, and I think everybody can feel very comfortable with the work that they're doing on site. Plans for the site. So when you redevelop a property, you start with a vision, and so we have a vision for the site, and it's, you know, I can just show you. It's very simple. You map out your area, and then you put businesses that your research is telling you is going to be successful for the site itself. So we have several different kinds of businesses that we're involved in discussions with today that we think would be a great addition to the village. Obviously, we're very early. The site's not even completely taken down yet, but we do plan on bringing manufacturing into the village. Obviously, warehousing is a component. We're an intermodal development firm that you know, we move products and we create commerce by moving the products. Data is one of the areas that we're looking at. Obviously, there's a sensitivity here with the power, the use of power. We're very sensitive to that. But that is another area of business that we think would fit well here. So, with that, I don't know if, Mark, if you want to talk a little bit about
Sure.
some of the environmental stuff, that'd be great.
Yeah. So again, I'm Mark Haynes. I've been here before, and to give updates here and there. So I oversee the cleanup and the construction as regards to above ground at the site. That's what we have responsibility for. As stated in the update that Pfizer provided, our agreement and our purchase is they are responsible for the contamination that is currently there. Although pretty minimal compared to a lot of properties that we clean up and that we redevelop, they are taking that all the way through. Understand that Pfizer also inherited that as well. And so when we did our own due diligence and looked through all the things that they were doing, when they took possession of it, they didn't just sit on it. They've been doing a lot of investigations, spending a lot of money, and they're highly involved in what we're doing, so that we're coordinating efforts to make sure that we're both on the same page. So they may have responsibility for the ultimate cleanup and so forth, but we own the property. So we have a concern as well that they do what they said they're going to do. And to date, I have no issues with what they've been doing. What they say, they've been doing. All right. From the above ground perspective, as I've stated before, we go through a systematic way of decontamination, abatement, and demolition. And that doesn't go out of sequence. So everything that we do, right, so by the time you see machines starting to pull things down, everything that was regulated, everything of concern was already dealt with. That's already out. It's already on a different waste stream. It's already manifested. It's all been done under DEC, Department of Public Health involvement, notifications, all that kind of stuff. That's what my experience and expertise has been for the last 30 years. And so that's kind of a major contribution to ERS investors. So I make sure that anyone that we bring in to do that does it in that fashion. We've been very happy with ERSI's with their schedule and their performance on this project. Even when we got started last year, we closed I think on the 8th. We started on the 11th, and it was a harsh winter, and they plugged through. And we're actually on schedule. We might miss our schedule by 2 weeks, quite frankly. That's it, from what we originally laid out. So we're on the home stretch. We're processing the last materials, level and grading the site. There's continued work going in the warehouse buildings for that. We're also doing reconstruction in 25 because there was a central plant. We have to make those buildings independent of each other now, and that's what we've been focusing and working hard to get done. So we're also very happy with our progress, working with John Poison, local guy out of Plattsburgh, is a GC, a lot of local contractors doing all the work, and very happy with what's been going on there. So, so yeah, we're excited of our progress and kind of the opportunities that we see coming up. And so, but hopefully some of the clarification that Pfizer put out helps kind of show who's responsible for what. Like I said before, as we're monitoring what they're doing and they're monitoring what we're doing, we're kind of, collectively have the same endpoint, a similar endpoint in mind, right? They want to leave behind a property that's been cleaned up to regulatory standards, and closing out their retro permits. And we also want to make sure that happens as well, but also to facilitate our redevelopment of the site. All right.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thanks.
All right, does anyone in here have any brief questions that they might want to ask these gentlemen while they're here? And we normally don't do it this way, but since they're here and anybody has a question, I'm sure they can answer them. Yes, Mr. Hooper.
I'm John Hooper, I'm the code enforcement officer. Our village crews, street crews have complained to me that the fence is too close to the sidewalk down there, so they can't plow and things. Can that be rectified?
Yeah, I'm working on that now.
Okay, I didn't know you were aware of it.
Yeah, I was just made aware of it.
Ben said he'd speak to you guys
Yeah.
about it.
Right.
But,
So that's a temporary fence, we connected the existing
Yeah.
fences, right? So I'm looking at either moving the temporary fence for now, or just removing it, and putting in a more permanent fence.
Well, the thing of it is, if that environmental cloth that's got hanging on the fence,
Yeah.
and if the wind starts blowing, coming down through there with a west wind, we're gonna have some pretty good drifts on the street.
Yeah,
That was my concern and stuff.
Sure.
And not only that, when the village plow goes through, like they tried to go through last week,
yeah,
the fence was so close to the edge of the sidewalk that they couldn't push the snow, so they only plowed like half the sidewalk, because they were plowing the rest
yeah.
off the other side, you know? So,
Yeah, I'm on it now, I already made phone calls, I have people coming out tomorrow literally to look
Right.
at it.
It might even be done with that.
We could
fabric
take the,
stuff
we could
pretty
take the
soon,
fabric
because,
off,
yeah,
that's,
all
you
the
know.
dust is done with pretty much.
Yeah, there's a small amount of processing, but, you know, there's not much concern around this time of year
yeah.
with migration. So, but yeah, maybe I'll have them pull especially along Maple Street, get the fabric off.
Yeah.
That'll help when it's so close to the road there.
In the academy also.
Yeah, okay.
And well, thank you very much for coming and bringing us up to date on this, and it does look like it's starting to gel now.
Thank you.
Okay, I'll open the meeting up to the public. Before we do, I'll give you a couple of guidelines for public comment, and this is in our rules and procedures for public meetings, Board of Trustees. This was approved on December 7th, 1998, and it was reviewed and updated every year or so in the last few years. Public shall be allowed to speak only during public comment periods of the meeting. They must give their name and address and organization, if any. They must be recognized by the presiding officer, which is me. Speakers must limit their remarks to 5 minutes on a given topic. Speakers may not yield any remaining time they may have to another speaker. Board members may, with the permission of the mayor, interrupt the speaker during their remarks, but only for the purpose of clarification or information. Okay, would anyone like to address the board at this time on any topic? There will also be another chance at the end of the meeting, same thing. All right, we'll close the public part here. Minutes of the previous meeting, November 4th. Anyone note any errors or omissions?
Make a motion to accept the minutes as written.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Bills. Our center, are there any,
We have one deletion tonight, it's the O'Reilly Auto Parts bill in the amount of $1,527.87. And we have one addition, the business card for $158, that's the expenses for the NUPA meeting that you went to.
okay. Okay, is there a motion to, any comment on the bills from the board
Make a motion the bills be paid.
as amended?
Second that.
A motion and second, all in favor?
Aye.
All right, bills are paid. Correspondence.
We have two letters this evening. The first one is from the Rouses Point 4th of July Committee. And we have two representatives here this evening, if the board has any questions. Mayor Bather and village trustees. The committee has begun making plans for this year's celebration. American Legion Post 912 will again sponsor this event for us. The celebration will start on Friday, 26 June at noon and run through Sunday, 28 June, concluding with fireworks at dusk. We are asking permission to use the Rouses Point Civic Center grounds and stage for our concerts, Kids' Day events, vendors, rides, bouncy house, and food vendors, similar to past 4th of July celebrations. The committee is asking for permission to have a beer garden should a local business step forward to operate this type of program. That business will be responsible for their off-premise license, insurance, double fencing, checking IDs, and all signage and anything else that will ensure that alcoholic beverage they sell will be handled in the best way possible. Our events may include a 5K run, chicken barbecue, kids' days, concerts, vendors, and rides for the kids. The weekend will conclude on Sunday, June 28th, with the street parade at 6 p.m. and the fireworks display at dusk. This will be our 60th year celebration, and we look forward to another successful weekend at Rouses Point. Thank you, Karen Warstall, Chair, 4th of July Committee, and Bridget Callisti is also here.
Does the board have any comments on this? Okay, I could use a motion to
Make a
approve this
motion.
request.
Make a motion that we allow the 4th of July committee to use the facilities, the rec center and
It's outlined in there.
Yes.
Okay, a motion, I need a second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Good luck.
Thank you.
Yes.
Appreciate the work you're doing, and boy, you're gonna have work to do.
We're open to comments, helpful, any kind of comments,
Mhm.
suggestions, ideas, and even criticism.
Okay,
So, we're kind
I'm sure you'll get,
of rolling with this.
everybody will tell you how to do it, and they will,
Oh, you are?
and they'll criticize if they, it's just the way it is.
Hey, sometimes that's how we learn.
Yep.
And the second is from Gary Douglas, President of the North Country Chamber of Commerce. Dear Mayor Batha, thank you for your recent letter inquiring about a market assessment for accommodations development in Rouses Point. Attracting interest from qualified hotel developers is proving very challenging in the area. There is clearly a strong preference to locate new properties near other hotels and close to an interstate exit. Thus, the continued development of hotel properties off 37 in Plattsburgh. Recent active marketing efforts by the county to draw hotel interest to a prepared site by the airport have not been successful. Neither have such efforts by the city of Plattsburgh targeting the lakefront. I note the foregoing only for perspective and recent market experience. Every market area is of course different and may potentially attract a different response. In the case of the airport, the county funded a consultant study at a cost of about $25,000. I queried Empire State Development about any assistance with funding such a study. They do not have any current available grant funds for such a purpose, but have indicated it could be the subject of a potential CFA application in the 2020 round. They will be reaching out to you directly to discuss further. I and Christy Kennedy, our Vice President for Marketing, would be happy to find the time to meet with you in the near future to discuss the subject further and perhaps discuss tourism and Canadian visitation more generally. We continue to consider any possibilities for you onward and upward. Gary Douglas.
Thank you.
That's all I have.
All right, moving on to committees. I'd like to, I'll make a motion to approve leave without pay until December 20th, 2019 for an employee on extended medical leave. Need a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, and I'd like to request an executive sessions for matters pertaining to the Taylor Law. This is impact bargaining we're doing with the CSAA union.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, and to make a motion to approve new school crossing guard, substitute crossing guard Stephen Lambert. Apparently he has been passed by the civil service and sheriff's department and everything to be a crossing guard. So,
Second.
okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. I don't know if you know this or not, but our two regular crossing guards are out on extended sick leave, I believe. And we didn't have a crossing guard several times in the last couple of weeks. You know who went up there and did the crossing guard stuff?
You did?
No, the administrator.
Oh,
She's up there with the stop sign
very nice.
on more than one time, so, you know, I think we,
Well, you should relieve her then once in a while.
I did, I told her to come in and get out of the rain. Anyways, we gotta get, we're in the process of getting a couple of more permanent ones and then a backlog of temporary ones or fill-ins. And if anybody wants to be a crossing guard, stop by the office. We'll hook you up. I'll announce that the Canadian Pacific Holiday Train is November 27th. It'll be hitting Rouses Point at 8:45 p.m. at the Welcome Center train station. Everybody knows where that is. Last year, we had a lot of people there, and we didn't have any really, we weren't really set up with bathroom facilities for 500 people or so. So this year, after we talked about it last year, we're gonna rent a porta potty for that night, you know, a big handicap size one so parents can go in there with their kids and stuff if they have to. So we had Amy called around and got prices, and the best price she got was $155 from Complete Septic in Vermont. So I'd like a motion and a second to approve that purchase.
I'll make a motion to approve that.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you.
Bring your food.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's where
Food
they
donations.
pick up the food donations and everything. And we'll be giving out hot chocolate and everything else. It was pretty nice last year. There was a lot of people that showed up for that. And finally, I'd like to request an executive session to discuss the employment history of a particular employee.
Second?
All in favor?
Right?
Aye.
Okay, thank you. Trustee Arnold.
I'd like to request executive session for a particular person.
Second.
Jesus.
All in favor? Aye.
Okay, what about our village clock?
Okay, what about it? You're discussing it. Did you?
Well, you were supposed to pass or sign the purchase order for it.
I didn't get one. Nobody sent me one. You got the
Oh, yeah.
prices, right?
Yeah.
And it was
got all
like
the prices.
$2,000 or something? And that's, the last I heard was just that we had informational purposes. If we wanna get it now, we can get it now.
Yeah,
Do you
I
have,
thought we already passed that we could
yeah, I
get
thought
it.
we did, yeah.
Yeah,
No.
just that you didn't sign.
well, I didn't get one to sign. If, somebody, we'll take care of that tomorrow.
It was for,
It's like $2,200.
$2,800
28, yeah.
from Gregoire,
Greg Barr,
Yes.
out of Canada,
out of Canada, that was US funds,
yes.
yeah, okay. I can do it the PO tomorrow.
Okay, that's just inadvertent. Nobody made up the PO for it.
Oh, okay.
No.
Well, I've been waiting for the clock and I haven't seen it,
Oh,
so.
signing POs like crazy lately, and it's
Yeah,
making
we
me
didn't
nervous
sign
because our
mine.
son hasn't been here.
Yeah. All right, so we already talked about the fence on Maple Street,
Yeah.
and, the staff at the rec center here would like to put in 5 receptacles and, one room for the hockey team.
Yeah, trustee Gadway was looking into that. We got the estimate for the parts and materials, and the village electric crew's gonna install it, and he was looking in to see who was gonna pay for the materials, because the electric crew wanted to know. And he was gonna ask them if they were doing that, or if they expected us to do it, or what he was gonna do.
Well, for
Gotta be less than
$150.
$100.
No, it was $80, I think.
Wow, Jesus. I
So
didn't
then,
think-
pretty sure they can take it out of their budget here.
Well, I'm just saying where
Yeah.
it stands, that's what they said. And if you
Yeah,
guys
well-
wanna buy it, I don't know whether
Well, yeah.
whether they were gonna do it, or whether they just requested it.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you need a motion to approve it, yeah.
And why don't we have a motion for that, and get it
I'll make a
formalized?
motion, we approve the installation of 5 outlets in the locker room.
Yeah. I'll second that.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, I think he was gonna report on that tonight.
Okay, well, I don't think it was a big job and stuff like that, so. And also, I'd like to thank Amy and Donna for the sign out there. It looks really nice. It's nice and bright now and stuff, and I don't know what they did, but it sure does look
We're having
nice.
fun,
Yeah, there we go.
They figured
And
it
you
out.
can read
figured
it.
it out,
Yeah.
yes.
All right, that's all I have, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. Trustee Dart?
A couple of things tonight, Mr. Mayor. First thing is, it's a great pleasure to announce that one of our employees, Jerry Gravetta, has passed his wastewater treatment plant operator's license certificate. And on 11/15, and he now qualifies for a 3% raise effective 11/15/19. Now, this makes him also a very valuable employee to us, because now he's dual certified. He's certified in wastewater treatment, plus he's certified in the water department as an operator. So he's dually certified.
I don't, for the benefit of the public here, the amount of work that goes into that certification, they have to have over 2,000 hours of contact time, meaning hands-on experience in these departments, and then take a whole bunch of courses and then like 20 or 30 courses. Some of them are correspondence, some of them they go away to school, and then they have to take a test, and then they have to get passed on and certified by the health department or the DEC for this one? Probably DEC for this one.
DEC for this
I think the
particular
other one's the
one.
health, water
Health
department's
department.
health department.
Right.
Health department, so it's a big deal, really.
It is. Okay, the second thing I have, got an email from, I believe it was an email, Gaines Marina, requesting that some trees on White Avenue, which they use to transport big sailboats back and forth from their lot on the end of Bond Street, down, they come down, I think it's Maple,
They come down Maple and up Pratt.
and then up Pratt, where they also use White Avenue too, they said.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, when they're coming right out of their marina. Anyways, there's some overhanging trees that apparently the village owns, and they'd like to know if they got with an arborist, that they could have those trees trimmed back a little bit, just to an arborist specifications. So I would recommend that all work be done under the guidance of an arborist and monitored by the Public Works Department. And that Gaines Marina pay for the arborist and trimming themselves. No cost to the village.
And that's good, just as long as they do it under our supervision, so they don't get carried away and
That's
do too
right.
much stuff.
That's right.
It's solely for their benefit and nobody else's.
You need that in the form of a motion? No.
Yeah.
I guess, yeah, you can put it in there, then it'll be in the minutes.
Okay, I'll motion that all work be done under the guidance of the arborist and monitored by the Public Works Department. And Gaines Marina will pay the arborist and the cost for all the trimming involved.
It'll be
And
on-
clean up and,
It'll be under village supervision.
yeah,
I'll
absolutely.
second.
Okay, a motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Anything else?
No, I'm all set, thank you.
Okay. Trustee Menard?
I have one thing tonight, we have some quotes for our recreation grant, for resurfacing our basketball court and our tennis courts. These came from Steve Peters. We only received one quote, and that was from Vermont Tennis Court Resurfacing. The 2 tennis courts for the price of $19,912, and the basketball court, one basketball court, they're gonna resurface that one for the price of $6,630, and that's all gonna be taken care of under the grant. They also quoted us for the 2 pickleball courts, but speaking with Jan Letourneau, she believes that the pickleball courts are good for now, so they just wanna do the 2. So we need to make a motion to do resurface the 2 tennis courts and the basketball court under Vermont Tennis Courts, and this is gonna be all under the grant.
Okay, do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right,
And that's all I have for that.
thank you. Okay, trustee Gadway is excused tonight. Other reports, so we have here is, Mr. Cooper, code enforcement, anything to report tonight, or is it quiet?
It's very quiet, I just wanted to give the gentleman that error so we get that problem taken care of with that fence and thing.
Yeah.
I spoke to trustee Arnold about it, but, that's all I have tonight.
Okay. Let's see, guess that's it, that's everybody, okay. I'll open the meeting back up to the public. Anyone wishing to address the board may do so at this time.
Yes,
Yes,
please. Tom Berlotti, owner of Ristorante Casa Capitano. I'd like to know if there's any progress in ridding ourselves of the Anchorage halfway house. We brought this up several times in the past, and I haven't heard anything new, so I'm just wondering what.
We haven't had anything new to report yet. We're still concerned with it. We have, Sheriff's Department looking into it on one side, and the village attorney's looking into it from another angle. But we're also fighting the Clinton County Department of Social Services too, because they're the ones that are basically funding this whole thing, so.
So is there any possibility, or are we headed anywhere?
We're hoping that we can, or if we have to enact new legislation to address the problem.
New, okay, great.
Anyone else? Okay, not, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn,
I'd like to
or
say-
recess rather.
Yep. I'll make the motion.
Second.
Okay,
I'd like to thank ERS for coming tonight.
Yes. Thank you,
You
John.
explained quite a bit to us, and I think it was helpful to the public.
We'll continue to keep you apprised of forward progress.
Thank you.
okay, all in favor of being a recess?
Aye.
Recess.
How are you? Good, good. Stick right through. You're chilly, huh?